Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the poem Ozymandias. Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Ozymandias is a sonnet written by the English romantic poet P.B. Shelley. Shelley wrote Ozymandias in 1817 as a part of poetry contest with a friend and had it published later on. The title Ozymandias refers to an alternate name of the ancient Egyptian pharaoh. Second, Ozymandias, P.B. Shelley describes a crumbling statue of Ozymandias as a way to portray the transience of political power and to praise the art's power of preserving the past. Although the poem is a 14-line sonnet, it breaks from the typical sonnet tradition in both its form and rhyme scheme, a tactic that reveals Shelley's interest in challenging conventions, both political and poetic. So, uh, here we are supposed to discuss the summary of the poem. The speaker of the poem meets a traveler who came from an ancient land. The traveler describes two large stone legs of a statue which lack a torso to connect them and stand upright in the desert. Near the legs, half buried in sand, is the broken face of the statue. The statue's facial expression, a frown and a wrinkled lip, form a commanding, haughty sneer. The expression shows that the sculptor understood the emotions of the person the statue is based on, and now those emotions live on, carved forever on inanimate stone. In making the face, the sculptor's skilled hands mocked up a perfect recreation of those feelings and of the heart and fed those feelings in process, so perfectly conveyed the subject's cruelty and the statue itself having the bearing the same impressions seems to mocking its subject. The traveler next describes the words inscribed on the pedestal of the statue, which say, "My name is Ozymandias, the king who rules over even other kings. Behold what I have built. All you who think of yourselves as powerful and despair at the magnificence and superiority of my accomplishment. There is nothing else in the area surrounding the remains of the large statue is a never-ending and barren desert, with empty and flat sands stretching into the distance." So, it's Shelley's famous work, and he describes the ruins of an ancient king's statue in a foreign desert. All that remains of the statue are two vast stone legs and half of the head buried in the sand. So, here the inscription stands in this poem is ironic contrast to the descript reality of the statue. However, underscoring the ultimate transience of political power. The poem critiques such power through its suggestions that both great rulers and their kingdoms will fall to the sand of time. Means time has a great power and we all have to bow before it. And in this poem, the speaker relates the story of the traveler told him about the ruins of the colossal wreck of a sculpture whose decaying physical statue mirrors the dissolution of its subject's Ozymandias' power. Okay, so throughout this story, what is the fact? The fact that even the King of Kings lies decaying in the distant deserts suggests that no amount of power can withstand the merciless and unceasing passage of time. That is the time only which affects all of us a lot. And here the poem also describes the destruction of Ozymandias and his tyranny isn't entirely fictional. So, here, students, that is the power of the time, power of the art, and even everything used to be ruined with the change of time. Shelley's poem Ozymandias famously described a ruined statue of an ancient king in an empty desert. Although the king's statue boastfully commanded onlookers to look on my works, ye mighty and despair. There are no works left to examine. So, it has been shown that the passage of, effect of time used to make all the things to change accordingly. So, it's the poem up to here. I hope you all have enjoyed it and go through the poem once more. Goodbye. Have a nice day.